Hello everyone. It's Chantel, and as a recap, my placement is at the Wiley Center. And this week I wanted to talk a little bit about mental health and minority populations. So last week I was able to go to a film showing mixed with a panel of Native Americans. So the video was actually on how is the Native American population underserved in mental health and what are some things that can be improved. So the video talked a lot about culture and how mental health is viewed in their culture and Native American culture overall and how that's integrated into mainstream society and how it's not integrated into mainstream society. Um, so the video was actually more um, on the problem with substance abuse and treatment facilities that they can go to, and how tribal treatment of recovery programs differ from mainstream. So they were saying they gave two examples of two tribal recovery for substance abuse, and they happened to have they focused a lot on culture. So they had the people that the clients that were there in little cabins, and they cooked their own food. They helped make their own clothes. They really lived a sustainable living. And while they were there, they were teaching them about their culture, so they didn't feel isolated and they could better connect with a sense of self. And they compared it to mainstream mental health treatment, substance abuse programs, where you're isolated from your family, you're isolated from your community, you're working solely on your problem as opposed to looking at the person as a whole and saying, okay, what are the deficits in your life? What areas do you need improvement on? Um, so that was the movie, and then after that we had a couple panel tribal members that were talking about their experience with mental health and how they think mental health has either impacted or not impacted the communities that they live in. And it was a wide variety. There was there was four ladies, and each of them were from different tribes. And so there was some of them had lived on the reservation, some of them had lived off. One of them was actually an LCSW, and she was saying that the way she does mental health on the tribes is so different because she really has to take the time to listen to the clients, and sometimes she doesn't finish her whole evaluation, but to her that's not the most important thing. For her, it's actually gain the trust of her client and let them know that she's here to listen to them and help them with their problems, and really be that support system that they need. And then last week we also had another training on Black mental health. So there is a program out here in the Inland Empire that is specifically catered towards Black mental health for mothers and babies. And Black infants within this area have a high mortality rate. So they're trying to figure out what exactly is it that's giving them such a high mortality rate as opposed to other races. Um, so they were talking to us about how they offer some different programs for mothers that are pregnant and when they have their baby, and then programs that can last with their child, like up to 5, up to 10, whatever the program was. So just trying to figure out how do we reach mental health to these other different populations. And these were just two great examples of these services are for this population, these services are for this population, but how can we better meet both populations' needs? Because there's some deficits there. We need to figure out what they are. So my question to the class is, have any of you attended a presentation or watched a video or done some kind of event at internship where you really had to evaluate mental health services to minority communities and where we're at with providing those communities with adequate services, or what they believe are adequate services, because what we believe are adequate services and what they believe are adequate services could be two different pictures. Have a great day, everyone.